Is finding your dream career feeling impossible right now? You're not alone. Welcome to Career Blueprint, the podcast that helps you figure out your next career move. We explore the trends in tech shaking up the job market, giving you the unfiltered advice you need, whether you're starting out, changing direction, or guiding someone else. Let's figure out what's next for you together. This is Career Blueprint. So we're changing things up a bit today. For the last few episodes, we've been doing a deep dive into how AI is changing specific professions and industries. Now, we'll get back to that, but today's episode is for listeners who just want the bottom line. You don't want any history or explanations of what AI is or how it works. You just want to know, is my job going to be impacted by AI? And what jobs are safe from AI? Now, if you're looking for a top 10 list kind of response on which jobs are going away and which jobs are safe, I'll give you links to some of those lists answering both those questions in the comment section on social media. But I recommend you stick with me for just a few minutes while I give you a cheat sheet that will help you figure out much more precisely when AI is going to show up in your workplace. And the reason I recommend you use the cheat sheet instead of just looking at a list that's out there and published is that there's already a bunch of lists and articles out there claiming to predict which jobs are going to be replaced by AI and which jobs are safe. But these lists really aren't that helpful if you're looking to make a career decision. We're at such an early stage of AI adoption that the lists are pretty generic. They'll say things like, AI is going to replace all jobs in law, accounting, and consulting. But that's just not accurate. It assumes that people in those fields all do the same thing and that their job responsibilities are fairly basic. It doesn't consider how different and nuanced responsibilities can be between jobs within the same profession. Let me give you an example. There are dozens of jobs you can do with a law degree. Dozens. You can be a judge, a prosecutor, a litigator, a compliance officer, an arbitrator, a mediator. The list goes on and on and on. And each of these jobs is very different. They all require legal training, but their day-to-day work, it's just not the same. So saying AI is going to eliminate or replace all legal jobs, it's just not accurate, and more importantly for you, it's not helpful. So instead, I'm going to give you a cheat sheet that will help you know whether your specific job is safe from AI for now, and if it's not, if your job is exposed to AI, we're going to talk about how you can predict when AI will start showing up in your workplace. So my cheat sheet. To predict how your job will be impacted by artificial intelligence, you have to consider 4 things. 1, do you work with computers? 2, what tasks do you do every day, and how often do you repeat those tasks? 3, do you interact with other people at work, or do you spend most of your day by yourself? And 4, what industry do you work in, and who's your employer? So let's talk a little bit about each of these 4 things. The first predictor of whether your job is exposed to AI is pretty simple. Do you work with a computer? The majority of jobs that are vulnerable to AI involve computer work of some type. This makes sense, right? AI is a form of computer software, so it makes sense that jobs that regularly use computers are more vulnerable to AI replacement. This is why AI is called a white-collar jobs threat. Now, these days, everybody uses a computer in some way in their job. If you're a massage therapist or a hairstylist, you need a computer for scheduling appointments, right? Or if you're an electrician or a plumber or a veterinarian, you probably use your computer for bookkeeping and scheduling. But in all of those jobs, you can do the fundamental work without a computer. And that's the test. If you do not have to use a computer to perform your core daily job tasks, then your job is probably safe from AI for now. And the reason why is that AI by itself can't do your job. AI is a software program. It doesn't have arms and legs. It has to be paired with a robot that can do physical tasks. Now, people are blending robotics and AI, but they're different. Robotics and AI are complementary technologies that can work together, but they're not the same thing. And innovation in each area is happening at a different pace. Currently, robot technology lacks the advanced abilities needed for many hands-on jobs. While experts are very optimistic about the possibilities that exist as AI is being combined with robotics, the technology itself is still limited. Today's robots excel at simple, repetitive tasks in structured settings. So this is why robots are making headway in jobs like warehouse stocking, car assembly, harvesting agricultural crops. But robots still have trouble with tasks requiring fine motor skills and decision-making. Now, right now, there's a lot of investment in developing robot functionality. But even when robots eventually develop the manual dexterity needed to do hands-on jobs, and they're paired with AI to help with the decision-making, there is a big trust barrier that robots will have to overcome before humans are ready to accept them in their daily lives. Would you let a robot cut your hair or maybe care for your child? Probably not. So, if your job's main tasks aren't computer-based, your job is unlikely to be significantly impacted by AI anytime soon. You can expect to see robots continue to make advances in jobs like warehouse stocking and manufacturing assembly, but it's going to take a while before robots are ready for roles that require any kind of decision-making and roles that work in unpredictable job environments and that require fine manual dexterity. That's why jobs in the skilled trades and personal care fields are seen as safe from AI right now.